Here's a summary of the, I don't know, let's
Just
call
in
it
case you need another one.
sequence of events. On July 24th, xQc uploaded a video reacting to YouTuber Lemino's 1 hour, 38-minute long documentary about the Kennedy assassination. 3 days later, YouTuber Mudahar retweets Bub Films calling out the extreme lack of transformative input in xQc's React video. A lengthy Twitter fight ensues, which is very unusual for both Mudahar and xQc. Mudahar?
I'm pretty sure it's Muda.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
All right.
All
I could
right,
be wrong,
cool.
but I think it is.
On August 1st, xQc is called out again by YouTuber Neo for clicking play on Neo's video, walking out of the room, then returning 10 minutes later. Neo also posted his video analytics showing no xQc bump in viewers. Riley has a note here. Although this was early data and compelling evidence for either side has been woefully lacking in discussions around React content, so it's a pretty hard thing to prove. I can contribute some of my own experience, even though that is anecdotal evidence at best, based on data though, and from what I've been able to see, it does not contribute much. I would say it really depends, and it all comes down to that whole fair use discussion, doesn't it? It depends on the nature of the transformative work. For example, when streamers reacted to our review of the Starforge Systems computer that we bought, there was a small, I would say longer than usual tail on that video for viewership, but we did not see a significant bump. When Mr. Beast included our gold controller in one of his Beast Reacts to Things videos, there was literally nothing. Not negligible, not like 3 views, like literally nothing over the regular background noise of viewership on that series of videos. However, with that said, there have been situations where we have gotten significant viewership. And I'd say one of the best examples is when there is a back and forth drama where the positive feedback loop that is created by that, say, for example, I mean, since it's topical, when xQc built a computer, I reacted to it in, I believe, a quite transformative way. We cut out a lot of the extraneous content, reacted with solutions to the challenges that he was experiencing. And like our video was a fraction of the length of his, even with what I had added. So we cut out noise. We very much transformed the content. When he reacted to us reacting, and then we reacted to him reacting to us reacting, it did create a snowball effect, which I think is at least part of where that React community gets the idea that reaction content can generate notoriety and can generate traction for the other participants. And there have been well-documented cases where especially very small channels have been called out by large creators and end up blowing up. But you're asking for kind of a perfect storm where that large creator reacts in a very transformative way, and also that small creator, in the best case scenario, has other related content that people who land on their channel can then go watch. So it turns from, your worst case scenario is you give them nothing. Your middle case scenario is you give them a view on the original video, which generally relies on you not showing too much of it in the first place. And the best case scenario is you generate a recurring viewer. And I'm not necessarily going to be saying subscriber, because that term kind of doesn't mean what it used to. A subscriber doesn't mean that you just have a locked-in captive audience viewer. It just means that someone has indicated that they're interested in seeing your future content. So that's your ideal outcome. On August 3rd, on the H3 podcast, and I'd like to make it very clear that with the... I have a very limited personal relationship with both of these people. At least I have exchanged DMs on Twitter with both of them, with xQc. We've reacted back and forth a couple times. I was in LA going to Disneyland with my kids, and I showed up at his house and fixed his computer. We made a video while we were there. And then with Ethan, basically we've like DM'd back and forth a couple of times over the years, and that's it. So I'm telling you guys, you know, my entire sort of personal history with these guys. And I want to make it really clear that I don't really have a dog in this race. Neither of them are BFFs with me or anything like that. For both of them, there are things about them that I respect, and I'd like to make that very clear. I mean, you gotta respect the hustle in, I think, both cases. You've got to respect with Ethan his ability to reinvent himself. I think that's something that he's done particularly well. But I also think that both of them have had challenging episodes. Is that a fair way of wording it? Am I getting myself canceled, Luke?
I don't think so.
Am I setting any hordes of...
It might be humbling to say that we have as well.
Oh, we haven't. You can trust me, bro, about that. That's a joke. That's the joke.
It was a good one.
Yeah. Anywho.
I don't know if they were on the same level, but they've happened.
So on the H3 podcast, Ethan Klein criticized xQc and hilariously also criticized his own podcast co-host, Twitch streamer Hassan, who we have also built a computer for producing low-effort reaction content with little to no creative input. Now, this is where things move into what happened this week. For those of you who don't get the title, okay, where I've got the GPU on my wrist, we are getting to that. On August 7th, xQc debated Ethan on the H3 podcast, admitting, basically, that he wasn't concerned about the legality of ripping content and referred to his own YouTube reaction videos as non-transformative dog shit. The debate eventually devolved into xQc proving that his viewers would watch anything he does by doing the worm, which I apparently have a link to. So let's go ahead and we're going to transformatively laugh while we watch this. No, it doesn't matter. Sorry. Have you seen this, Luke?
No, I didn't follow any of this.
Okay, couple things here. First of all, that's actually not the worm.
I have to give credit
90s
to...
kids will know that is not the worm.
It's not, but I have to give credit to Wired Rope and Twitch Chat, who said forbidden technique. And I do, yeah, I think that's fair enough. For what? It is the worm, forbidden technique.
Okay.
Heck yeah, I like
that. And anyway, on the plus side, we got the whole house on my wrist meme, which came from, and again, I want to be very clear that I think both sides have had some challenges here. Oh, okay, we apparently don't have the original one. I obviously think that xQc's DM to Ethan, basically signing off from the conversation saying, and don't forget I've got your whole house on my wrist with a picture of a watch and some nail bracelet.
Said that was supposed to be mostly a joke because it's nowhere near the value of Ethan's actual house.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea.
I can't tell anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I actually can't tell. Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Anyway, at least we got this meme out of it. So, and we also got the title of today's WAN show. So there's a couple things that I want to kind of talk about here. First of all, xQc's primary defense of his content appears... Oh, right, I had wanted to clarify. I'm generally not in support of people leaking DMs. I actually don't think that's super cool. I also don't think that was a very funny joke. I think it's funny to mock saying something like that to anyone, but I don't think it's ever... For a wealthy person to even make a joke about how much more money they have than you, I think is never in good taste.
Okay, so I agree, but does it change it that they're both hyper wealthy?
I don't know.
Like if Google
this
is correct,
is a really great question.
If Google is correct,
yeah.
He's got a $9 million mansion in Bel Air. So like...
So if Bezos, and Gates get into it, and Bezos is like, don't forget I could dock your yacht in my yacht, is that a cool way to behave at all? Is that classy?
Oh, I don't think it's classy.
Does it matter?
But if it's not true, does that make it a joke? because I don't know if some watches are real wild. Like, I have no idea what the actual reality is.
Yeah, it's apparently a couple $100,000. So no, it's definitely not the value. And of Ethan's
xQc
house.
has said, like, yes. I know it wasn't the value. I know what his house is like.
Sure,
I was just making a joke.
But if Bezos knew that Gates's yacht doesn't fit inside his yacht. And remember, there's the context that this is not, a cordial relationship at this point. Right? So if
here's a spicy take on that.
I think I see where you're going, and I kind of like it here.
We have no idea that this is not a cordial relationship because we have a lot of evidence, exhaustive evidence, that YouTubers have manufactured drama in the past.
Sure, you got the Paul brothers as a prime example
there's videos of one of the Paul brothers driving up to the other one, them discussing how they're going to fight, how they're going to shoot it, what angles they're going to get, all this kind of stuff, and then pulling away, driving back up and doing it. There is exhaustive evidence of this being a thing. And what is the absolute biggest thing on the internet for the last week?
Drama.
Yeah. They all love it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All of this stuff just seems so fake to me.
However, there's stuff here that's more than just words. And that's the real reason that I want to talk about this. Because no, this is not a drama podcast. But what it is about technology and about the YouTube space and the inside baseball of the creator industry. And I think the actions speak louder than the words here, and regardless of any drama, fabricated or real, xQc has clearly indicated that he has knowingly ripped off people's content to their detriment and doesn't intend to change anything about it. Actually, I don't think he's acknowledged that it's to their detriment. He's definitely acknowledged that he's ripped it off and isn't contributing anything. So I would say that by just following some basic logic, he has admitted that, no, it is not covered by fair use, and therefore he is ripping it off to their detriment. That's actually how that works. His primary defense of his content appears to consist of these major points. One, that there's little to no evidence directly showing that React content, even if it is non-transformative, harms the creator. Whether it helps or hurts the original content is heavily dependent on the content, the reactor, how soon the reaction is posted, audience overlap, etc. And that's very true, but that's sort of part of the whole conversation about fair use, is that yes, it is dependent on those things, and your actions do not account for those things. Also, xQc claims that every time he is approached by someone asking him not to react, he acts in accordance with their requests. However, his creator liaison process appears to happen after React videos are posted, not before. And that is also not a valid defense. If people happen to be home and they tell me not to rob their house, I don't rob it anymore. For real, though, that's actually the parallel. That is a valid analogy here. So it's kind of ridiculous. One of his other defenses is that he is very wealthy and successful.
Very good defense.
He also claimed that the current laws governing copyright are old and defunct, and he predicts that the media landscape will eventually move toward looser interpretations. So I guess here's what I really want to talk about. Is it dangerous to live in an echo chamber where everyone supports you no matter what you do? Because I think the biggest problem here is actually not xQc. And I think the biggest problem here is not Hassan or, I don't know, Asmongold. I'm throwing out names. These are not necessarily people who do a good job, people who do a bad job. Aziland, whatever, Sniper Wolf, SS Sniper. I don't know how to pronounce it. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's not whether they're doing a good job or whether they're doing a bad job. It's the way that the parasocial relationships with these people seem to lead people to support them whether what they're doing is right or wrong. And to quote one of my favorite lines in Fawlty Towers, this is exactly how Nazi Germany started. It's a joke. But also only sort of.
Yeah. I think a lot of people just don't care. Actually at all. I know that's an unfortunate path forward. But I think it's like when we're talking about community stuff, echo chambers and things like that, I think the amount of community people, not creator people, but community people that are against React content is actually very low.
Yeah. And
I think if that wasn't the case, if that wasn't the case, I don't think we would see it be as prevalent as it is.
Well, it's obvious that, it's kind of like telling people, like, are you against house robbery? And they're like, yeah. Like, well, are you against getting stuff for cheap at a pawn shop? No.
Yeah. They're happy to reap the rewards of the system.
Yep.
Yeah. They're like, this video is 6% better if I watch it through my favorite streamer than if I watch it through the actual content creator. Therefore, I don't care at all about any impact.
It's also right here.
Yeah.
It's so convenient. It's
don't
basically
even have to change the channel.
It's being fed to me. I don't have to think. I don't even have to let the YouTube algorithm think for me. I actually just get to let my favorite streamer. Well, realistically, my favorite streamer's like content manager or like moderation team.
Yeah.
Just pick content for me to consume.
Yeah.
I'm honestly kind of reminded of this time that I was in, I think, grade 11, and I was a student aide in a grade 8 or grade 9 English class. And I was trying to help this one individual in the class improve their assignment or something like that. Like I was trying to give constructive criticism for how they could, English better. And she was, didn't even mean to give a gender, but oh well. It doesn't really matter. There's no way you're going to track this person down. All I've done is narrow it down to one of like 20 people. So anyway, So she basically was upset and felt that she was being criticized. I actually don't know. I'm got a pretty good grade in my student aid class. That's all I can remember from that far back. So I think I probably did an okay job, but I can also be a bit of a condescending sometimes. So, well, look, are we being real right now or not, Luke?
Yeah.
Okay, we're being real then. Good. So yeah, maybe I didn't present it in the most perfectest possible, beautifulest way. But I'm pretty sure I was legitimately trying to help.
I didn't expect that.
She gets upset about something, and her friends all pipe in and go, don't pick on her. Yeah, she's totally wrong. And if she wants to say it like that, then, that should be okay. And I'm just kind of sitting here going, I don't make the rules of English. This is not personal. This is just, do you want a good grade in the class? I am here to help. And it was I don't know what it was about that interaction, but it has stood out to me for so long as such a toxic form of friendship. To support someone no matter how wrong they are.
There's something that's like scarred in my brain similar to this too, and I won't name any names here, but there was a conversation that I had a long time ago with there was two parties in this conversation.
Sure.
Someone who I'd known for a very, very long time and someone that I had only known fairly recently.
Okay. Yvonne, when you just met her.
Neither of you are involved.
Okay,
This
cool.
is pre-knowing you at all.
I mean, with how narcissistic I am, I assume I'm involved in everything. Now that's a
He's
reference.
Just going for shots on himself.
That's a reference to Dan. You don't even remember cracking that joke? Oh. They put a giant RGB L on the
L is for narcissist.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing I've ever said in my entire
life. They put a giant L on the LAN room wall, and they're like, "Why this?" And he's anyway.
That's pretty good.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, in this conversation, I'm trying to keep it vague because I don't really want to bring this back up again. But in this conversation, the person I'd known for a long time was trying to make a certain claim. And I was like, no, that's just like actually not correct. They were debating the person I knew for a short period of time.
Yeah.
And I backed up the person that I had known for a short period of time.
Because they were right.
Not because of a preference thing, but because they were like definitely right. And after that conversation, I got a talking to from the person I'd known for a long time about loyalty issues that I had. And I was like,
you're actually an idiot.
Yeah. Like this had literally nothing to do with that. Like, I don't know how I responded, but like in my own head, I'm just like, what are you even talking about?
Can we coin that term? Toxic toxic support.
Toxic support, toxic friendship, toxic.
Well, I'm pretty sure toxic friendship is already a term, but I just mean,
okay.
I mean specifically
Toxic support is probably good. Yeah.
the kind of support that makes you think that you're right all the time, or makes you think that the rationalization that you've done for what you're doing is totally cool and okay, because it's definitely something that I have experienced in my life, right? Like, yes, there's a small subset of our community that is not any kind of supportive, toxic or actually supportive or anything, that, you know, sometimes I'm actually very appreciative of, because I definitely do get my fair share of the other, the not support side of things. But the overwhelming majority, even when we upload a video that I kind of look at after the fact and I go, wow, that was actually bad. The overwhelming majority will still give the thumbs up, and they'll still post a supportive comment, and they'll still support it. And it would be very easy in a position like mine or like xQc's to see that overwhelming support and go, oh, well, the people who don't agree with my worldview are just haters. And I guess what I'm kind of getting to here, I know it's taken a very long time, is that I feel like internet celebrity is getting to the point where it breeds this narcissism. It breeds this inability to see outside of the echo chamber of people who tell you how smart and capable and awesome and
sycophant,
beautiful you are. Yeah, sycophant is a perfect word to describe it, except it's not quite like that, because a sycophant is, the connotation is more like a subordinate employee, or like an advisor to someone like an all-powerful, you know, governmental official, like a ruler or something like that. Whereas sycophantic friendship, I guess, is kind of the closest thing we'd have to this sort of this like toxic support that.
Other people in chat are saying enablers.
Yeah.
Or toxic enablers.
Yeah, enablers.
I think toxic support is good, though, to be completely honest.
Should I be grateful to our community for beating the crap out of me every time I do something that they don't like? Honestly, though, I mean, to be clear, I don't want you guys to take this the wrong way, but you do not change my course nearly as much as, you know, my in-person, you know, friends and colleagues and supporters do. You know, I think there are exceptions in the community.
There's time and place.
Like we were talking about, one of our community members is coming up to play softball with us soon. Yeah, you can hardly call Rod, you know, a member of the community, but he also is. He is, though. He's a particularly active participant. He's particularly, you know, he has stood out as being absolutely amazing and awesome many, many times.
Was he?
But he's still a member of our community.
Was he pre-Mod 24?
I think so. I think that was just where we happened to meet him. I mean, every community member is a potential, you know, friend waiting to happen, potentially. Don't push it.
Whoa. Yeah. That's getting down a...
However, you know, don't force it.
Yeah.
But the point is just that, like, where was I going with this now?
Don't lean into that too far. I can't remember the word for it right now.
What, parasocial?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Parasocial relationships,
yeah, no,
real
that's
bad.
Yeah, that's real bad.
Yeah.
However, you know, if something natural were to happen, I'd say another example would be Brian the electrician. He was just a fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, but like, super cool dude. We ended up, you know, walking along the same path coincidentally for a while. Got to know each other, and that's cool. That's chill.
There's a bunch of people that work here
So
that started as fans.
yeah, that's true.
There's
Ed.
a lot of people.
Yeah, Ed's an example.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew who I was before you started.
I knew of you,
Yeah, okay.
but
So-
like I would watch and because this is back when unboxings were actually helpful.
Now that's getting really creepy. You'd watch me what?
Everything. This is back when I actually thought unboxings were super helpful because a lot of product websites would not include what was in the box. And sometimes for different computer parts, I would actually care a lot about what was in the box Because if I'm doing a certain build, I might need certain things, and sometimes they're not included. So I would skip through videos to see where you pull a certain part out and be like, okay, cool, and then go away. So I didn't actually like watch the content, but I used it. It was genuinely useful at a time when I was building a lot of systems for people and stuff.
So I take the feedback of people whose thought processes I understand and respect a lot more seriously than the community. But the community also does factor into not just what I think, but also what those people think. So we do keep it in mind. So I guess where I'm coming to finally, my final point here is who's at fault for this and what can we do? Can we achieve a better balance? Is it on creators to foster an environment of honest feedback? Is it on communities to hold creators accountable when they do something that is objectively not right? What is the fix for this? Because we've got a lot of drama, we've got a lot of discussion, but we don't actually have a lot of solutions right now. Okay.
The solution
Pressure's
that I
on.
want,
Go. Solution.
The solution that I want.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a kind of annoying and somewhat defeatist take on, but I think it never happens.
Oh, Luke. Oh, no.
But the solution
no.
that I want is that the community needs to act more appropriately, and they just don't. So it's like, I don't know. Because the only way to stop this is, vote with your wallet. It's the same type of thing, but now it's like vote with your eyeballs and also wallet, because people like throwing money at their favorite streamer. So it's also wallet. But like people just aren't going to do that. So I don't know. And as long as they keep watching, unless the law just starts hammering down, I don't think anything's going to change. I don't think anything at all is going to change from this debate. I think if anything, this just brought more eyeballs to React creators.
I don't think the law is going to change anything either. I only recently became aware
I don't think
that
anything will change.
Syndicate is still making videos, and I'm just sitting here going like, how wasn't that guy canceled off the face of the earth for what happened with him?
People don't care. And if the people don't care, nothing's going to change. So it's just like, I don't know. Like I saw this drama topic pop up throughout the week and just didn't give a crap because I knew nothing was going to change at all and none of it was going to matter. So.
Okay, what can we do then? Can you at least have a not defeatist attitude about that?
Yeah, I think what we can do is what we've basically always done, which is try to carve our own moral path. And we have decided that we're not going to do this type of React content. If we do React content, we have certain ways that we would, hold ourselves to certain standards in the way that we do it. And I respected a lot of those, like pre-reaching out to creators.
Yeah.
And we were, publicly identifying how that can be a bit of a problem.
Sure, yeah.
Because, creators might feel obligated to say yes because we're a big channel, and maybe they aren't a big channel. Who knows? It depends on the situation. But I think that's our solution, is to be good.
To be clear, I said syndicate, not tech syndicate.
Oh, yeah, different things.
Yeah, totally different things.
And then, honestly, if other people think React content is great and fine and whatever else, they can go do their thing, because it's not really up to me to decide for them.
Shout out Twitch chat pointing out that also every friend in your life is just a potential employee like Joe.
Yeah. It's true for me too. Look at Nick, look at Colton, look at Joe.
Yeah, the number of people that we knew already and then ended up bringing it. Someone tried to get their mom hired not that long ago.
Didn't I try to do that at some point?
Yeah, someone else.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're not the only one now. Which I consider to be the highest possible form of flattery. The fact that someone would, let me meet their mom. Well, okay, hold on. This is getting okay. The point is that they consider this a good enough place to work that they would subject their own mother to it. That's how I'll word that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's super cool, personally.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, I agree. I think that's good.
But hey, let's all be really upset about what I said about how we try really hard to treat people well so that we hope that they wouldn't need to unionize because we'd consider that a failure. Yeah. Let's go after that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Linus, completely unnecessary drama.
Linus, bad person.
Yeah, I'm basically a monster.
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm sure we do stuff that other people don't like. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it exists.
Someone's like, or
I
it's
don't know.
nepotism. What are you talking about? They don't run the company. That's not what that means. Why do we even look at Twitch chat? Okay, Twitch chat.
There it goes.
This is it.
There it
You're
goes.
done.
We had in the pre-show we had a peaceful existence with Twitch chat for a while, and then
You just lost your chat privileges.
you knew it wasn't gonna last.
I think we're just gonna do this every
You want to
week.
see something neat too?
I'm gonna start the show with Twitch chat from now on, and we're gonna see how long Twitch chat gets to hang around.
This is my laptop. Pre-show, I had Twitch open, and partway through the show, I just closed it because I was like, nah. It's done. We were cool for a while. We had our pre-show. It was good. That time is over. It has passed.
Whoever had that in their bingo card, now would be the time to cross that one off.
Yeah, there you go. You got it now.